Hi, this is Anupam Tripathi from FFAR India. In this video, we shall be discussing the Statue of Unity. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel's statue, the statue of the Iron Man of India. Let me begin with a confession. And that confession is that I was motivated to make this video today after watching Dhruv Rathee's video on the Statue of Unity since 1 year of its completion, wherein Dhruv Rathee has said a lot of negative things about this great statue of the greatest freedom fighter, perhaps only after Mahatma Gandhi ji, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Iron Man of India. Dhruv Rathee has said that the statue has been an utter waste of money. 1 year down, 27 lakh tourists have visited the statue. The statue has made only 80 crore rupees. That's a return on investment of 2.7%. That's less than an inflation rate of 5%. That's less than the savings rate of 5 to 6% that you'll otherwise get in a bank. So it's a very bad return on investment, and hence it's 3,000 crores worth of money that has just gone down the drain. And then he goes on to say how 2 crores were spent on the advertisement of this statue. Further, he says that as the years pass, this 27 lakh tourist figures is going to further reduce. So we won't even get 80 crores a year from the statue. We'll get perhaps less. Then he talks about Taj Mahal getting 60 lakh visitors, whereas this statue is only getting 27 lakh visitors. Then he takes a dig at nation with Namu, and he takes a dig at the Bharatiya Janata Party. And then he gives a personal tip in finance, where he says that where the return on investment is less than the inflation rate, it's a bad deal. So this is how he justifies that this statue was basically a bad return on investment and a bad deal. And then he says that if you invest in a property, at least you have a house. If you invest in schools and education, at least you can give education to people. So there it's not a waste of money, it's an investment. But money spent in a statue is a waste, it's not an investment. And this one is giving such terrible return on investment and whatnot. And eventually he ends this video with Kuvera, some mutual fund app, which ended up sponsoring his video, ended up paying him money for speaking whatever that he did. Now, with that said, I have decided that it was important that I set the record straight and made a video on the great Statue of Unity, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Iron Man of India. So let's begin. First and foremost, let me begin with the Statue of Unity is not just a statue. It's a statue that represents the Iron Man of India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Let me inform Dhruv Rathee and all of you. Had it not been for Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, you would need a visa to travel from Delhi to Mumbai. You would need a visa to travel from Karnataka to Kerala. You would need a visa to travel from Uttar Pradesh to Bihar. You would need a visa to travel from Rajasthan to Himachal. Yes. In 1947, when India got its independence, India, as you know India today, Bharat, was not India. India was fragmented into 562 princely states. It was thanks to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Iron Man of India, who used the carrot and the stick theory, the carrot and the stick approach, to get all these princely states to come together as one unified India. He single-handedly is the man responsible for all these 562 princely states coming into India and joining as one unified India as we know today, Bharat. He is who the Statue of Unity represents. Dhruv Rathee doesn't know about it. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, an astute leader, an astute statesman, a top criminal lawyer of his time, got in the influence of Mahatma Gandhi in 1917, and 30 years participated in the freedom struggle of India. There was a time when Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Chacha Nehru and Mahatma Gandhi were known as the Trimurti of the Indian freedom struggle. That was Sardar Patel. Dhruv Rathee doesn't know that. The Statue of Unity is the tallest statue in the world. It's 182 meters tall. The tallest statue before that was the statue of Lord Buddha in China, 153 meters. The Statue of Liberty in the United States, that brings in around 35 lakh people yearly, is 93 meters only. The Statue of Unity of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel is twice that size. It's the world's tallest statue. It's brought India on the map of one of the tallest structures, the tallest statues in the world. That's something to be proud of. And who does the statue represent? Let me once again remind you and all of you. It represents the Iron Man of India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, one of the greatest leaders, perhaps only after Mahatma Gandhi, the greatest leader that India has seen. Let me also remind Dhruv Rathee, since he doesn't know it, this statue and why it's 182 meters tall. You see, Gujarat has 182 constituencies and hence the 182 meters height. Every meter height represents a constituency of Gujarat. That was the idea behind it. Built in a record 42 months by 3,000 L&T's, Larsen and Toubro workers who worked day and night to make it happen. It's made of thousands of, I've got the figures here, it's made of 88,000 metric tons of steel and concrete and bronze. It overall weighs 88,000 metric tons, of which 18,000 metric tons is pure steel. The architect behind this great statue is Ram B. Sultar, who in his 70 years experience, having made sculpted so many statues and structures, regards this statue as his finest work ever. He's aged 94 today. Built on the Sardar Sarovar Dam, which itself is an engineering marvel, worth 50,000 crore rupees. That's the Sardar Sarovar Dam, on which this statue has been built. Spent 3,000 crores worth. Even by Dhruv Rathee's figures. Let us assume that his figures are right and we're only recovering 80 to 100 crores a year. Even then we end up recovering in 30 years. Flat, we end up recovering in the 3,000 crore rupees. The statue doesn't last just 30 years or 31 years. What about the next 270 years to come? Every year after 30 years, the statue gets profit out of it. Purely talking on ROI and profit terms like Dhruv Rathee. Although that would not be right, because the statue is not just about return on investment, it's about the pride of India. It's about giving respect, due respect to the great man, the Iron Man of India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. But what does Dhruv Rathee know about the great man? For him, it's just about return on investment. He compares the statue to a saving bank account or to inflation rate. How ridiculous. You know, the Statue of Liberty in the United States is visited by 35 lakh people annually. Taj Mahal in India is visited by 70 lakh people annually. This statue is 182 meters tall, representing the 182 constituencies of the state of Gujarat. The tallest statue of the world, twice the size of the Statue of Liberty. In 30 years, like I said, we'll recover the money and everything else afterwards is profit. Let's put India on the map of the world's tallest statue. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was the first Home Minister of India, the Deputy Prime Minister of India. Statue is located in the Narmada district. It's completed its 1 year on 31st October 2019. Our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji went and gave his respect and did the puja at the statue site recently. Built by Rambi Sultar, like I said, 94-year-old sculptor who was given 2,000 pictures of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. And then from that he ended up drawing 3 different statues of 3 different sizes, from 3 feet to 30 feet. And then eventually the 30 feet statue that he built was put up at a public place in the state of Gujarat to welcome advice and suggestions from the public. So the public too, the public of Gujarat had a hand in, some suggested that maybe, this could be done to the statue, or this could be done, or the people from all across gave their thousands and lakhs of suggestions. And those suggestions eventually were incorporated by this great sculptor Rambi Sultar in the final statue that he made. And it was that statue form that has been given the form when the actual statue was built, the 182 meters tall statue. What a democratic process we've gone through to make this happen. Sardar Patel, like I told you, was an astute lawyer. He was a criminal lawyer. There were 3,000 Larsen and Toubro workers who worked on this. Record 42 months, this entire statue, from the day the knee was put till completion, till inauguration. In record 42 months this was completed. That itself is a record. Now another thing, it's very important. You see, the statue is not just the statue. The statue, around it now there's a theme park that's going to be built. There is a museum, there is a gallery, and around the whole area, the whole vicinity now will become a hub for tourists. So that will further, there would be collateral advantage and collateral profits that will come in thanks to this statue. As far as tourism is concerned, you see, in 1947, in fact, the Time magazine had called Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel the boss. We know him as the Iron Man of India. The Time magazine had called him the boss after he got the 562 princely states all together. The Congress has the Nehru Memorial, Indira Gandhi Memorial. Basappa, Mayawati built all these, in Lucknow and in Noida, all these statues. And we can't give due respect to the Iron Man of India, who after Gandhi has been the greatest leader this country has seen. And I repeat, had it not been for Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, you'd need a visa to travel from Delhi to Mumbai. Think about it. The Sardar Patel Rashtra Ekta Trust was set up, under which this great marvel was built. It's built on the Sardar Sarovar Dam, like I told you, which is the water lifeline of the state of Gujarat. The 182 meters height represents the 182 constituencies in the state of Gujarat. Narendra Modi ji had thought about this in 2010, put the NEEV in 2013, and 2018, October 31st, the statue was ready. weighs 88,000 metric tons, like I told you, can withstand 180 uh, kilometer wind speed and 6.5 on the Richter scale, 6.5 on the Richter scale earthquake it can withstand. Uh, Difficult to build. It was very difficult to build because in this statue, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel is in a walking stance. So there is a gap. There's actually a gap of 12 feet between his 2 feet. Okay, so it's not one structure. So they had to build two structures on which the statue stands. And since Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, now look at the attention to detail. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel wore dhoti, but he wore his dhoti a little up. You know, he didn't wear it right from the bottom, he wore it a little up. So they couldn't even cover earlier any other statue that you find. It has one base because, you know, whether it's the Statue of Liberty, its skirt covers the entire statue. So there's one big base. Here, since Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel wore his dhoti and a little up, so as a result, they couldn't cover the base of the statue with his dhoti. His feet, his legs had to be seen, and then came the dhoti. So they had to be two different structures, and there's actually a 12 feet gap between his 2 feet. Now to have a 88,000 metric ton structure, not on one strong base, but on two of them, with a gap in between of 12 feet. Just imagine what architectural and engineering what it would have required, how tough it would have been. But we did it. Our engineers did it, our architects did it. And then to be approved after the wind tunnel test and all those other various tests to make sure that the structure was stable is an engineering feat in itself, isn't it? So in the end, with that said, all I would like to say is that the statue of unity of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Iron Man of India, is not just a structure made of steel, concrete and bronze. It's a structure that represents the pride of India. It's a structure that represents, after Mahatma Gandhi, the greatest freedom fighter of India. It's a structure that represents Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Iron Man of India, the boss. Just saying it gives me goosebumps. What would a Dhruv Rathee know of any of this? It's very easy to sit in Hitler land and preach. To compare a statue of this nature with a savings bank account rate of interest is laughable. I need not say more. With that said, I'll end this video. If you liked it, do give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe it. If you have any questions, thoughts to express, do share them in the comments below. If you really like the video, do share it with your friends. Thank you. Adios. Until next time. And Jai Hind.